Welcome to everyone. I am Shakik Mahmood, an undergraduate student, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, United International University. On behalf of my co-authors, Mohsin Tasmina and Dr. Mohammad Firoz Midha, I would like to present to you a topic, COVID-19 future forecasting tool, infected patients, recovery and hospitalization trends using deep learning models. First and foremost, I would like to explain to you the motive for choosing this topic. On my right side, a graph shows that the daily death and newly infected cases regarding COVID-19 till 2020 January to 2021 January before we start this work. The number is enormous. We are spreading COVID-19 and lots of people died due to lack of proper knowledge. For example, when we get infected, we do not understand where we should go, whether we need to be hospitalized, which doctor we should consult, and it how much it would cost. Due to lack of time, ex due to lack of time, existing works is not combined and sophisticated. Maximum works are based on infected rate or death rate forecasting. As I mentioned before, due to the short of time, we don't get a proper statistical report and hospital-wise or region-wise. This is why rumors are spreading. We know this virus is called novel because this contiguous virus has never spread to humans before. The virus can spread rapidly from person to person. 231 countries already affected by COVID-19 worldwide have reported cases around 34 crores and the death cases 1 million. 80% people can recover without any hospital treatment, especially young ages people. For every 5 people, one person who is affected in COVID-19 can find difficulties in breathing. The biggest problem for the diseased person is which hospital they can be admitted to among those nearby hospitals. There is no record or any database with public people. The oxygen level can be dropped at any time. That should take the patients to the hospital very soon. Using API, we can track the report of every hospital, and deep learning help to decide which hospital will be the best for COVID-19 patients. There are lots of existing work, but these are not sophisticated regarding these terms because existing works are done in different domains. In this domain, many researchers proposed the future cases, prediction of COVID-19 or prediction of death rate, or they predict which area is in danger. Some are providing both combined services over the phone calls or manually with, with application. In this work, our major contributioners, we collected 250 data from COVID suspected people. We developed an API that can collect all the patient's data and update those in real time. We developed a deep learning based tool that will suggest information by analyzing patients' information. Our proposed model, the API gateway is supervised for request routing, composition, and protocol translation. An API gateway provides all kinds of information related to the data to each of the application clients with the help of custom API. In the deep learning, API logistic regression can be used to classify which hospital or treatment should be given to the COVID-19 affected patients. After then, the neural networks can predict using the sample of previous data that should next to do with the COVID-19 patients for their improved health. It is a small part of artificial intelligence collect and deposit the big data generated from social machine or transactions, which is structured data, makes a data cleaning of the data mining process by clustering factors, factor analyzing, classification. The processing will help build to create an API application accurate prediction of the future event. The application will retain all the COVID-19 patients data This application also will track how many times a person can be affected by a coronavirus and the time intervals of patients are being infected. Now the methodology, ARIMA models have three parts: autoregressive, integration, and moving average. It's a generalization of ARIMA, like PQ models. There can be D is a non-negative integer, so XT is an ARIMA PDQ process. PDQ signifies the autoregressive order, the different order, and the moving average order. Those orders are showing in the slide. Now the LSTM, if the data is in a sequential format, then LSTM works well in time series prediction. LSTM uses three get, gets, forget input and output gets, and the cell intermediate cell state and cell state forget get computed through sigmoid. The equation is wait dot forgets into st minus 1 plus wait dot forget into xt. Forget values between 0 and 1 closer to value 0. The input get it is the second sigmoid function and the first tanh activation function take the decision which inform should be saved in the cell state and which one should be removed. The rest of the terms are showing in the slide. The Prophet is a proposed framework for forecasting event and was decided to Facebook's Prophet tools generating forecasting time series analysis based on sample linear equation, which will consist trends, seasonality, holidays, parameters. Prophet hybrid will combine ARIMA and LSTM model to an obtained accurate result. The model terms are given here. In this paper, the data contains different categories from categories of time series data, how many have been infected with coronavirus, how many recovered, the number of people who have been admitted in the ICU, the percentage of lungs infected, and what was their oxygen saturation level. The CSV file contains the data. The model must be uh, enumerated before setting the model and ARIMA LSTM model. This models required the data to be fit and can take some sample data from for fine tuning so that this model could help to make the prediction. We split the data into training and testing data set. Both the set have compared how many people have been infected and age range, what percentage of people get admitted into the hospital, and the percentage of recovery rate, how many days it take. The summary of this data are given here. Among 250 collected data is here. This data that we collected, it was the toughest part when one to summarize the model into a class that belongs to EPOS model. EPOS model is used for the computing of the machine learning algorithm of the entire training data set. This model contains two metrics, overfitting metric and performance metric. For building the model, we used dataset from Kaggle competition, predict future event of how many seats can be available of the hospital, which hospital could be the best of the nearest area. After analyzing all previous data, this models ARIMA, LSTM, and Prophet hybrid would predict how many cases can be showed up in future, how many could recover from coronavirus, and every 1,000 people, and how many may face death. We can predict these cases by MSC, RMSC, and MAE metric. With the help of pass the data into our ARIMA LSTM and Prophet hybrid model, and the library Prophet will connect to those metrics. Now the result section. We got the working accuracy from our dataset. The ARIMA 010 model will predict the value of mean square error. By observing the testing dataset, we have found the result MSE of 14.01, and the RMSE values are 4.160. The evaluated forecasting represented a tens of COVID-19 cases. The represented tables present the accuracy and uses algorithm comparison. The graph is presented the here. The graph is presented the recovery rate, death rate, and recovery period of the testing dataset. COVID-19 cases weekly update from testing dataset. Now the conclusion and the future work section. And in this work, our main aim of this paper is to remove the barrier in the way of proper COVID-19 treatment. Our main contribution of this work is to solve the confusion of the patient's guardians before hospitalization, like the hospitalization is required for the patients or not, if needed, which hospital is the best, what amount can be spent, recovery days, and other things. However, for predicting a future situation, this tool will help determine several factors to trap and share of COVID-19. We have collected some actual data to make the work more accurate, but this work has some limitation. The most significant barriers are that people do not want to share data correctly, and hospitals are not cooperating perfectly for business purpose. In the future, we will work to make the data transparent using blockchain technology. However, in this crucial situation, this tool will help the COVID-19 patients a lot. Here is some references. Thank you so much.